Hey, it's me, MLB. Here's That Side Character Chapter 27, and this one is titled, Yin is Pretty Cute. The next half hour had you screaming internally about how large his hands were, and how warm they felt against your palm, so much so that you missed him asking you a question. Yin? Yin? His voice finally brought you back from your internal euphoric screaming land to the present, which was the noisy convention land, and you looked up at him with an embarrassed look on your face. What? You asked sheepishly. Food? He asked, pointing to a food stall nearby. Oh, yes, that's something that I definitely understand, you said brightly. Yes, please, let's go there. And then it was your turn to drag him by the hand. Now, with food in hand, you kept walking along and eating, and Kenma looked at you while you happily ate. Are you having fun? He asked softly. Oh, yes, heaps of fun. This food's amazing, you replied brightly with crumbs and sauce and everything else around your mouth. No, I mean, are you enjoying the rest of the stuff? He asked. I'm just enjoying that you're having a good time, you said with a smile. It makes me happy that you're happy. He looked back down at his food and smiled to himself as you kept walking. Amid the thoughts of how nice the food was, you remembered that you had a cosplay event to go to and suddenly stopped in your tracks. Kenma stopped too and looked at you. Oh my gosh, I have to go, you said suddenly, handing all of your food over to him and running into the crowd ahead. Yin? Kenma called with surprise as your form vanished into the sea of moving bodies ahead. What a pain, he thought as he didn't know what to do next. Where was he supposed to wait for your return? Right there in the middle of the hall? Why had you run off? Even just trying to figure those 3 questions out was enough to drain the energy from his body. As he stood frozen in place, he heard the loudspeaker call overhead that the cosplay competition was about to start. He looked up at the speaker and then back to where you had run off to. I really want to see the competition, he thought as he followed where a heap of other people were walking, ending up in a side room that had a stage and seats set up. Silently he sat down in one of the seats near the back and continued to eat some of the food. Once everyone was seated, the curtains were pulled back and the announcer took to the middle of the stage to explain what was going to happen. It was an open event. Anyone could put on a monster hunter costume and enter, and Kenma was looking forward to seeing how well some of the costumes were put together. After the voting system was detailed, the music started and the first lot of cosplayers walked out onto the stage and either did a signature move or something similar of the character that they were cosplaying, and then they walked to the side to let the next person have their moment. Some people were even dressed up as the monsters of Monster Hunter, and a few of them were done amazingly well. Kenma was so absorbed in the show that he'd forgotten all about you until one of his favourite female characters walked onto the stage and jumped around a bit. The costume of the person was really well done, and they kind of looked like the character too. He paused, squinting to get a better look at the face of the person. Yin? He said out loud with surprise. You didn't, or more like couldn't, hear him over the screaming of the fans, and you smiled and waved before walking off to the side. Kenma's eyes followed you, a light blush dusting his cheeks as he watched you go. You looked amazing. He had never seen you look like that before, and he couldn't tear his eyes off you. There were so many people that entered, but he didn't remember any of the ones that followed your entrance onto the stage, as he was still staring at you. And once everyone had a chance to showcase their costumes, the lines were opened for voting. He voted for you, of course. And then the votes were tallied and put on the screen. You didn't win, but that didn't matter to him. As the event was called to a close, he got up and tried to make his way through the crowd to the stage to see you, but it was impossible to push through, so he just stood and watched you in between the heads and shoulders of the others in front of him. He could see you walking out the back, so he stopped trying to get to you, deeming his mission a fail, so he decided that he would go back out the back to where you'd left him before and wait, hoping you would be able to find your way back to that spot. As he stopped next to one of the food stalls nearby, his phone rang and he answered it. Kenma, did you see me? Did you see me? You called into the receiver. I totally forgot to tell you to go to the cosplay show. Actually, I really should have told you as I left, because now it's all a waste. If you didn't go and... I saw you, he said, that blush coming back to his cheeks again. Oh, you did? You asked with glee. What'd you think? Did you like it? I still haven't changed. Don't change. Just come out here, he said, a little shy that he had said such a bold thing. Oh, okay. Where are you? I'll come out, you said. I'm near where you left me, he said softly. Where was that? You asked sheepishly. I'm terrible with directions. Kenma face-palmed and dragged his hand down his face and then sighed. Where are you? I'll come to you. I'm at the back door of the stage, you said. Okay, wait there, I'll be there soon, hopefully, he said, heading in the direction of the cosplay hall again. Amazingly, you found each other, and he blushed again when he saw you in the gear. Do you like it? You asked, spinning around to show it off to him. He just nodded silently. I decided to do this for you because I know you like Monster Hunter, so I wanted to cosplay one of the characters, but then I looked up the character and I found her, but I didn't know how she acted or anything like that, but oh well. It was fun anyway, you said with a grin. And there ends chapter 27. Stay tuned for chapter 28 coming tomorrow.